What's going on? We'll make it to another video, and today is another episode of Road to the Rise of Skywalker. So this is episode 3. I'll tell you guys, we are over the hump. We have covered my two least favorite movies in the Star Wars franchise already. They are covered, they're done, in the past, they're done. They're also the ones I know the least about. So, a lot more knowledgeable takes to come. But today, if you know, we're on episode 3. We're going in episode order, which means today we are talking about Revenge of the Sith. And guys, we went from really bad, not good movies to one of my favorite movies in the Star Wars saga. Revenge of the Sith is one of my favorites. But before we get into that, before we get into the review or anything at all, first, if you are new, thank you so much for taking the time to click on the video, check it out, check out the content, like, comment, subscribe, any of that. It means the absolute world. Trying to pump out these videos as often as I can. It's been hard with school. I don't have to go on another hiatus. Don't worry, guys. I'm good. No hiatus like I had to a little while back. But we're all good right now. Thank you so much for taking that time again to like, comment, subscribe. The fact that you guys are still coming back, checking out the videos, means the absolute world, because, not gonna lie, it's a grind. We are in a grind right now, school-wise, life-wise. I'm getting ready to graduate in about a year, so life-wise, the channel is going to change exponentially in the next year, so be ready for that. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about life and all of that. If you would like me to talk about life and all of that, let me know down in the comments below. Or go check out the Fanaticast, episode 2. Talked a lot about life and what was going on. But today we are talking about Revenge of the Sith. And basically how these are going to work is I'm just going to give you a little review. I'm going to tell you what I like, tell you what I didn't like, and that's pretty much it. They're not going to be as methodical or thought out as the Movie Review Wednesdays. Because Movie Review Wednesdays, I really go deep into all of the stuff. But that's besides the point. So Revenge of the Sith is the third and final movie in the prequel trilogy. It is the one that sets up everything that we see in the original trilogy and beyond. So basically in the last movie, Clone Wars began. And now in this one, we are in it. Clone Wars are happening. But that's not really what I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to talk a lot about that. I want to talk more about how great this movie was at setting up the next trilogy. Because it had to. The first two movies kind of not great in the fact that they kind of just lagged on and didn't do a lot of setting up. The third movie had to catch up, be its own movie, but also set up a bunch of stuff for the original trilogy. And honestly, I thought it did a pretty good job. You set up Anakin's arc, you start to have Palpatine manipulate him, and he sees the Jedi as bad, and then, he goes mad, and we see him turn into Darth Vader by the end of the movie. You see Obi-Wan continue to mature as a Jedi, and you see all of the events that lead up to the toppling of the Jedi Council, the Temple, the Republic in general. You watch it get toppled by the Emperor, by Palpatine, then by Anakin helping him by his side. You see all of that happen slowly in this film. And you see kind of the brilliance in Palpatine. I mean, he's a very scary figure. He's a villain. He's obviously not good. But you see in this movie, you see his plan, his brilliant plan, come full circle and be executed. And be executed to perfection. And you see that happen throughout this film. That's one thing I really like about this story, is you're able to see the progression from good to absolute terrible in Anakin, and in how the universe is structured, because you go from a republic that's fighting in a Clone Wars to an empire that is out for universal domination. So that's one thing I really like about this, is how they were able to take all of this stuff that needed to be put in this prequel trilogy and push it so that we set up the original trilogy. Next thing I really like is I like the action set pieces in this film. I like the one between General Grievous and Obi-Wan. Hello there. That's a great battle fight, I should say. But we got to talk about the ending fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan. I mean, that's one of the most iconic lightsaber fights now in all of Star Wars film lore. I'm not going into the canon because, like I told you guys at the beginning, I'm not really that into the canon. I haven't read comics or books or any of that. I'm talking just films when I say this. When I make blanket statements, I'm talking about the films. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, that fight on, I believe it's Mustafar, between Obi-Wan and Anakin, one of the most, what am I trying to say? It's one of the most iconic lightsaber fights in Star Wars film lore now. And it's one of my favorite action set pieces of anything. I think it's executed really well. And I actually watched a behind the scenes for my film class on how they made that entire sequence and how massive the team was and how many man hours it took to make just that sequence of the movie. You have the rest of the movie. Just in that sequence, I think it took over 12,000 man hours to make that sequence a reality, which is absolutely insane. So props to all the people that had to make that happen. But I just love that. Another thing I really like is the emotion that is exuded in that final battle. You have Anakin just pure hate and rage, and you see Obi-Wan just defeated and sad, and you know, like, just like, you were my brother, I loved you, like that spoke to you, and it's just so sad. And obviously Padme as well. He's, you know, Anakin. You just see Anakin just go into this rage, and it's just so sad because you see this little boy that we saw in Phantom Menace turn into this absolute monster. You see Luke and Leia born at the end of the movie. Padme obviously dies. Mace Windu dies. A lot of people die. They execute Order 66. A lot of Jedi die. Most of them. That was the point, to get rid of the Jedi. And yeah, I'm very interested to see this Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus because it is taking place after Revenge of the Sith, before A New Hope, with Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan. Very interested to see where that goes. But just to see, like, the overarching thing that I really like about this film is you see everything get put into place. It's like when you watch a puzzle, you know, and you're putting the last few pieces and you're seeing it all come together. That's what this film was. It was the coming together for the original trilogy. I think they executed it really well, but they didn't do it to a point where it's like, oh, every second is like just set up into the next film. It's like it had its own story. Just so happened that a lot of the drivenness of the plot was to get you to the original trilogy. But overall, I really enjoyed it. There's not a lot I really don't like about it. There's some pacing, a few little things I think could have been left out, but a lot of it, a majority of it, was necessary. Again, it's not one of the longer movies. I'd have to check the run times. It might be a bit of a longer one, but it's not the longest. And with the time that they had, I think they executed it. They executed it well. And I really enjoy it. It's in my top 3. I won't tell you where because I'm going to do a Star Wars ranking after Rise of Skywalker, but it is in my top 3. It's in that arena. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Tell me why down below. I want to talk Star Wars with you guys. This is what this series is for, is to talk Star Wars, get excited, get ready for Rise of Skywalker. So guys, thank you all again so much for taking the time to like, comment, subscribe, even click on the video. You don't have to like, comment, or do any of the subscription or any of that. As long as you click on the video and you have a good time, that's all I care about. Thank you guys so much. It means the absolute world. But guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Comment down below, what do you think of not the Rise of Skywalker. We'll talk about that later in the year. Tell me what you think about Revenge of the Sith. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know why. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a rest of your day, and we will see you in the next video.